A question for Rob. You know, the experience of working with a new director and sort of the vibe on set. How is it different the second time around with sort of heightened expectations and a whole new project for you?
I mean, it wasn't just the director that made this one different. I mean, it was so different as well because we kind of knew what kind of animal we were dealing with more, and I was much more of a supporting role in this one. So, I mean, I started 3 weeks after they started shooting, and I did a lot of my first scenes with the apparition scenes, which involved me doing like maybe 1 word a week. So it's kind of, it was actually one of the most relaxing jobs I've ever done, and Chris is a very sort of peaceful presence, and it's kind of, and I got on really well with him. I mean, it was, I had a pretty much stress-free job, 3 months. I mean, it was great for me. All the pressure's on the table. I don't know. I'd like to think that I haven't changed that much. I mean, you know, within myself, I don't think I've changed. I guess when I'm walking around the street, I look down a lot more often. But there's something wrong with my neck. No, it's kind of extraordinary. I don't think any of us expected any of this to happen, and especially it seems to keep building and building with the magnitude of this franchise. And yeah, I mean, Comic-Con really was the eye-opener, and it's just kind of got bigger and bigger, which is very, you know, it's an interesting thing to deal with.
Kristen, for you, you know, in the Twilight series, Bella's story arc really starts to develop anew in the second book and film. She's faced with a tremendous amount of conflict, and she becomes an active protagonist. So I just want to know, was it more difficult to prepare for this role than it was last time around, or vice versa?
I wouldn't say that one was more difficult than the other. This is definitely a more, I mean, it's a severely emotional movie. That's like not a, I mean, everybody knows that. That's the one big difference, is that she's not, this movie's not about discovery or like falling in love, which is sort of just as, it's an intense emotion, but this is like low, and there are high points for her too. I mean, you know, she's like a manic depressive basically, and to have a character that's able to pull her out of that is, you know, it's a hefty feat, which I think he pulled off. But for me, like, I don't know about it. There was no difference. There was no difference. It was just sort of a heavier. There's just more to think about. It's a more mature part. She's strictly because she's older. She has more to deal with. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.